Across the board, one of the most widely used services, core services at Amazon Web Services is compute. For example, Amazon Elastic Compute Cloud, or EC2, is a service that offers secure, resizable compute capacity to consumers in the cloud. The Amazon EC2 Simple Web Service Interface provides complete management control of all computing resources and enables the operations on Amazon's proven computing environment in data centers, in availability zones, in regions all over the world. EC2 can also be managed through the AWS Command Line Interface, CLI, programmatically. EC2 lessens the time necessary to acquire and boot new server instances. These are EC2 instances based on Amazon Machine Images, AMIs. It brings the time down to minutes, allowing for rapid scale capacity, both scaling up and scaling down as the computing requirements change. On the Cloud Practitioner exam, we want to be aware of several EC2 instance types. First, we have on-demand instances. This is the default instance type, where the customer pays for compute capacity by the hour with no long-term commitments. Next, we have reserved instances. These offer a significant discount, up to 75%, compared to on-demand instance pricing, by allowing the customer to pay all or partial or even no upfront as long as they commit to 1 year or 3-year commitments. Now realize this goes against the pay-as-you-go, pay-as-you-use model, which is the default. So this is an exception. However, you can get substantial savings. There's also convertible instances. These are reserved instances that give you some flexibility. For example, to change the family type and other attributes after you've deployed the reserved instance. Make sure you're aware of convertible instances on the exam. And then spot instances. These allow the consumer to bid on spare EC2 computing capacity based on the present spot price, where instances are a commodity in the AWS cloud, like the gold or silver price. Another aspect of compute is containers. Containers deliver a standardized method for packaging an application's code, configurations, and dependencies into a single modular and portable object across platforms and modular across cloud providers. The container shares an operating system installed on the server and runs as a resource-isolated process, delivering rapid, reliable, and dependable deployments, regardless of the platform or environment. Now realize, although many containers run on an operating system, a container at Amazon Web Services can also run serverless in the cloud using AWS Fargate. AWS provides several infrastructure resources that are optimized for running containers, including orchestration services that simplify the building and running of containerized production applications. Another vital service of compute is auto-scaling. Amazon EC2 auto-scaling enables the customer to reserve application availability by automatically adding or removing EC2 instances according to established parameters. Auto-scaling drives the elasticity value proposition of the AWS cloud, whether it's provisioning or deprovisioning. Customers can also leverage the dynamic and predictive scaling features of EC2 auto-scaling to add or remove EC2 instances. If it's dynamic, it'll be based on the utilization or the bandwidth needed in scaling up and down. Predictive is on a schedule. For example, if your peak times are over the weekend, you'll scale up starting on Saturday morning and scale back on Sunday evening. Auto-scaling groups are managed using launch templates. One of the first things the launch template will decide is what is your initial capacity. That's your desired capacity. So for example, your desired capacity would be 20 Apache servers or 10 SharePoint servers. Then you set a minimum size. Regardless of the demand, you'll never go below a certain number of SharePoint or Nginx servers, for example, 8. Then you decide how you're going to scale out, either dynamically or predictively. And then what's your maximum size? And that's important. You don't want to scale out beyond a certain number of instances, since at some point it becomes cost prohibitive. No organization will scale out to infinity. You can use CloudWatch along with auto-scaling groups to help determine your desired capacity, your minimum size, and how to scale out. A big part of compute is delivering web applications and web services, often through websites. Amazon Lightsail is one of the quickest and easiest methods for launching and managing a virtual web server with Amazon Web Services. Lightsail plans offer everything you need to kickstart a website project for a low, predictable monthly price. In addition, Lightsail can use CloudFront for content delivery networking to edge locations to get your content close to your customers. Lightsail offers a virtual machine, solid-state drive-based storage, data transfer, DNS management, and a static public IP address. As far as data transfer goes, remember, at Amazon Web Services, there is no charge for data in, only data out. Elastic Beanstalk is the primary web development and container development platform at Amazon Web Services. This is their platform as a service offering. It's an easy-to-use service for deploying, monitoring, and scaling web applications. Customers can develop on a variety of platforms and applications, including containers. With Elastic Beanstalk, you can create your own application, and you can even use a base configuration offered by Amazon Web Services, or you can upload your own code. Notice that AWS supports Go, .NET, Java, Node.js, Ruby, PHP, Python, Tomcat, as well as Docker containers. AWS Lambda enables the running of code without deploying or managing servers. This code is referred to as a function, and Lambda can be considered functions as a service. You only pay for the compute time that you consume, in other words, while the function is running, for pretty much every use case with every service in the AWS cloud. You can run code for virtually any type of application or back-end service. And Lambda can be triggered in a variety of ways, manually, with an API call, a CloudWatch alarm, alert, a trigger, or even a URL. When it comes to containers, AWS has the Elastic Container Registry. Amazon ECR is a fully managed Docker container registry that makes it simple for application developers to store, manage, and deploy Docker container images. It's integrated with Amazon ECS, the Elastic Container Service, which is a massively scalable high-performance orchestration service like Kubernetes that supports Docker containers. Elastic Container Service allows customers to effortlessly run and scale containerized applications on AWS, often in a serverless scenario with AWS Fargate. Customers can also choose the EKS, Elastic Kubernetes Service, for orchestration, and they can run EKS clusters using AWS Fargate, the serverless compute environment for containers.